up and get your joy up. Embrace this brand new day. Let light and love fill you up. Catch your morning cup of Jubilee. So much goodness waiting, so much overflow. All this anticipation. Morning cup of Jubilee. Faith, love, and joy, the equation. Feeding your soul, you're amazing. Daily you're celebrating. Morning cup of Jubilee.
Good morning. You have tuned into Morning Cup of Jubilee. Welcome to episode 26. Can you believe what God is doing? I hope that you have your mugs, your sippy cups, your tumblers, your whatever you got ready, okay? Because it's time for today's play of the day, and then we'll be right back.
Life is too short to be fake. By the time you wanna be real, you find it's too late. Well, what can I say? Life is sorta tricky that way. When you're ready to take off, you start to hesitate. Well, I heard a man say, start, punch fear in the face. And I decided to, cause I ain't got no more life to waste. I'm at the good part and I'm drinking it in. And I don't wanna have no regrets when I get to the end. I wanna finish strong, I wanna finish brave. I wanna show the world we don't have to live afraid. I wanna finish bold and be able to say I'm someone courageous. And I wanna finish change. There's so much strength in my tongue, and I've always heard it said that there was life and death in there. But I never thought that I could be one who could chase a dream and never give up till I pushed daisies up. It's kinda scary, but we're all gonna die, so why not do it? Busting fear in the eye. Well, at least that's what I say, cause it's scary, but we're all gonna die. So why not do it? Busting fear in the eye. That's why I wanna finish strong, I wanna finish brave. I wanna show the world we don't have to live afraid. I wanna finish bold and be able to say I'm someone courageous. And I wanna finish change. I wanna finish change. Yeah. Someone.
I could have listened to the whole thing. We almost did, and I just let it run because that's my song. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Naomi Rain. That song, it changed my life. And there was a book that I was encouraged to read by Naomi. And it was called, I think it was called Start, Punch Fear in the Face. So it may have also inspired her to write this song. But this song, I used to sing it with my students when I was a principal. It's life-changing. I want to finish strong, right? Isn't that what life is about, right? Like, finish strong, start and finish. And it goes right in line with today's sip of inspiration. But before we get there, this episode is dedicated to Jaleesa. Jaleesa is my longtime friend. She actually was one of my teachers when I was a principal, and this lady changed my life, okay? She reminded me that good educators who cared about children still existed, and that it didn't matter the dynamic or how you found someone, right? But that you could still form a strong bond, a sisterhood, like those things still exist and stand the test of time, even as relationships evolve and change. She has been my sister girl, true and true. She started her own non-for-profit called Cherish. And she's doing many great things for the community. She's doing things in honor of her sister that she lost last year. Rest in peace. And she's just a beautiful person. So shout out to you, Jaleesa. I pray that God continues to bless and keep you. Thank you for being a friend and an encourager to me in every single dream that I've had since we've met. Um, yeah. And so I forgot to say support independent artists. Okay. Naomi Rain is now with Maverick City. You may have seen her, heard her all over the world. But support independent artists because this is where it started, right? And by people purchasing music, streaming, encouraging, investing, right? This is how we get to higher heights and deeper depths. So stream our music, support us. We out here in these streets doing great things, making great music. All right. Now it's time for today's sip of inspiration. Y'all like my nails? Can you see it? It's got like a little glow. Just let your soul glow. Yeah. Okay, all right. It's time for today's sip of inspiration, y'all. All right, today's sip of inspiration is entitled You Gotta Start Somewhere. Now, I did do an episode called Start Again, right? And that's when you started and you dropped the ball and you need to pick it up again. This one today is for the peoples. That's peoples. That ain't start. We have to have a little conversation here, okay? So this is your loving reminder that you need to get out of your head and you need to get into action. Okay, you get to do these things. So this is I'm encouraging you today. Okay, it might be a little spicy, but it's still encouragement. Too often we find ourselves stuck, paralyzed by fear, doubt, comparison, perfectionism. Can we talk about it? But guess what? Every dream, every idea, every beautiful journey, it's got to start somewhere. So in this episode, I'm going to share a word with anyone who is waiting for the perfect time, perfect plan, perfect confidence. You are valuable right now. Your idea is valuable and enough right now. Your desire is valid right now. And the world, that's us, that's me, that's we, is waiting on you to push out, to birth what's inside of you. All right, we're waiting on what's inside of you. Okay, so number one, start somewhere. Don't wait until you have it all figured out. Start with what you have. Stop comparing your beginning to other people's beginnings, what I have and what they have and what I don't have and what they have, right? And let me tell you, you already know that in this world of social media where everything is publicized and everything is expressed via video or post or what have you, that's not even the full story. Right? You will find some people that'll post the process, but most times people don't post the process. So you don't get to see where they planted the seed and watered it and nobody came to even check for the seed except for them, right? To where now it's a big old harvest that everybody is benefiting from, right? So you can't compare your timeline to other people's timeline, your process to other people's processes. That is like comparing apples to oranges. So stop it, okay? The road of comparison, it's a dead end, baby. Get off that road. It's a dead end. Touch your neighbor and say dead end. Also, I really don't enjoy that. Like, I don't want to touch my neighbor. And it's not that I don't like my neighbor, but I don't want to do it. Maybe because I've been doing it for over 35 years, but I don't want to touch my neighbor. But we'll talk about that in another episode. Anyhow, number two is don't be afraid to fail. I know. Ooh, scary, failing, falling. What if it doesn't work? But let me also say, we fantasize failure more than success. Can you believe that? Y'all gonna make me put my cup down. Hold up. This is some good tea. This is green tea, peach green tea. Money, 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 money. Okay, listen. We fantasize failure more than success. So I'm just saying, when yourself says to you, what if it doesn't work? What if it fails? I need you to say back to yourself, what if it does? The power of life and death is in the tongue. And I know that failure and failing forward, all of that is a part of life. It's a part of growing. It's a part of success, right? You learn the things to do and you learn the things not to do. So failure it's unavoidable, right? However, How come we don't imagine and dream about success as much as we do failure and when things don't work, or us thinking that things may not work, right? So all I'm saying is don't be afraid to fail. It's a part of it. And you can get help. You can get help. You can get up. You can start again. Okay. So you never know unless you move. That's the whole thing. Being paralyzed, standing in the same spot, you haven't actualized success or failure. How about you didn't do none of them? Hmm? Boop, boop. So you don't know unless you move. Start imagining success just as vividly as you fear failure. And you know what? Maybe if you do that enough, it may cancel out the fact that you walk around with this cloud of fear of failure over you. Okay. Because truthfully, what is failure? I think for me, failure is only when you fall down and you don't get back up. You just never get back up. But for as long as you have a chance to get back up, you haven't really failed. Third, tag team somebody. Now, this might be where you do need to touch your neighbor and nudge your neighbor, whatever the pastors be saying. I just be saying there for the most part. I be trying to be obedient, but I don't want to. Okay, anyway. So tag team somebody. Now, I know we have this thing where it's like, oh, I want to work with someone, connect with someone that goes way back. I've been knew her. We we were friends in junior high school, all the things. Okay. And in some situations that may be the case, but that may not be the case for everything. And that may not be what is going to help propel you forward, right? It could be an absolute stranger aligned with your dreams. So be open. And I said this in another episode as well, right? But you don't have to walk this path alone. You can call in your circle. It can be trusted friends, right? It can be if you go to church, it could be your people that go to church with you, right? It could be your crew. It could be an online community, an affinity group, a club that is aligned, that has people a part of the club that are aligned and have the same kind of visions and dreams you do, right? But there's power in partnership. Even when a dream is a seed, there's power in partnership, okay? And there's strength in support. So you don't have to go it alone, all right? So again, the three things: start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. You don't have to wait till you have it all figured out. No one really ever does, right? But we start anyway. Morning Cup of Jubilee, right, is what I believe God told me to do in this season: to spread joy, to spread love and light and inspiration and hope to every single person who lends me their time on a Wednesday morning at 7:30 a.m. or whenever they watch the replay. So this is Jubilee being obedient to the dream that God placed in my heart, that one day this show will be an international success. It'll be an AM inspirational talk show. It'll be on radio. It'll be on TV. It'll be Emmy awarded. It'll be all the things. And these are the things that I speak, right? I speak those things that are not as though they were. So this is me. But as we continue to work and produce these episodes, the dream is being cultivated. The vision is being cultivated and clarified. So the more you go, the more you grow. The more you go, the more you understand, right? The more your dream is actualized, the more you get to pivot, the more you get to edit and revise, right? But if you don't actually take the picture, then what will you edit and revise? What will you add a filter to? What will you lighten and darken? Like, how will you know what you need to Photoshop, right? If you do Photoshop, right? But you get the point, right? You got to go. You got to start somewhere. Okay. So 1, start somewhere. 2, don't be afraid to fail. And 3, tag team somebody. And it may not be somebody you've known your whole life. Okay. Some of the people that I have met that are helping to bring my dreams into fruition, I didn't know them. And they didn't know me, and we don't go way back. But this dream, this vision, this hope that I have, right? It makes something jump in other people, right? That God sends to me. We connect and we start actualizing this dream and get it going. All right. And you can do that as well. So again, I want to remind you, well, first, that was today's sip of inspiration. I want to thank you for tuning in today. And for those of you who are tuning in every week, thank you. If you want to leave me a comment and let me know if this blessed you, please share it with someone who you think it will bless. Tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. for Morning Cup of Jubilee. And I'm asking for 2 things. Watch my show, stream my music. Watch my show, stream my music. Watch my show, stream my music. Okay. I love y'all. Okay. And I'll see y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in.